Hello everyone, it's time to start webinar. Webinar name is Modeling Precast Concrete Slabs Using Structural Framing Elements. And today it's me, Valentis Balsevičius, who will host this webinar. So I'm a structural engineer. I've been working a couple of years with different structures, and then I joined aga-cad for the last couple of years also. And few words about our company. So aga-cad is developers of Revit add-ons. So we create solutions to remove all inefficient things you do with your model and documentation. So we sell our software worldwide to different countries, and we have already more than 10,000 users around the world. This is all of our solutions we have, right? So this is for the family management, for the different MEP stuff, as framing of wooden houses, metal houses, ventilated facades, curtain walls. But today I will talk about Precast Concrete. If you will be interested in any other products, you can find also webinars and so on. So let's go further. Here's the list of our partners we have all around the world. So they can help you with the prices, they can help you with support or just questions you might have. If we talk about Precast Concrete, so it's about to create elements, create connections, renumber all of the elements, and then create automatically shop drawings. So Precast Concrete can work and increase your efficiency with creating floor panels, wall panels, then inserting connections by using Revit families, automatically renumbering all of the elements you have in your model, and creating shop drawings with automatic dimensions and schedules and so on. In this particular webinar, you will see how to create slabs, hollow core slabs, double T slabs, Filigran slabs by using our framing solution, and then I will show a couple of things. How can we insert details, renumber elements, and create shop drawings? So let's go to Revit now, and I have here a sample project. I will use it to explain how does it work. Over here in the right side in Revit window, you should see tools for BIM-doc, which I installed from our web page. Here you can install and take a trial of any of our solutions. All right, so you can just fill the form and ask for the 2 weeks trial. Today I will use Precast Concrete, and this webinar is related to this solution, which I will use to frame floors. So I'll go here to the tab Tools for Revit, Metal Framing, and here I have this Floor Plus Tools. I will use it, all the commands from here. Okay, so let's get started. In this model, I have a couple of beams and columns created and Revit floors, right? So I just use Revit commands to do that. Then I will use this boundary and the form of my floor to create slabs with this solution. So how does it work? We have configurations and configuration window. Come on, let's load it. Okay, in configuration window, we define what type of framing it will be. So here I choose flooring, then I define the settings for the elements, how we should be distributed, what kind of offsets should I have. Then over here, I define what should be my structural framing family, which I want to use for this layout of my slabs. And here I define the spacing, and here I define the number of slabs I want to create, and then direction, how it will be made on my floor. Okay, and that's basically all the settings I use here. So then I save the configuration for different floor types, and I use that to frame my floors. Then when I draw the floor in Revit, I need to, it has just, let's say, for example, here I have one layer, and I want to insert my slabs into this layer. So I need to assign link configuration to that layer. So you see here is that layer, and I have assigned one of the configurations, and I have just marked to frame this layer, and that's it. Probably also very simple settings here. And then when I select the floors, one single floor or just a couple of floors like this, I can just click on add flooring command. So I use flooring type over here, and it will make the layout of a structural framing elements with predefined step, right? So you see I have structural framing element here in Revit. So it's everything you can do with structural framing family in Revit. I mean, you can modify the size, you can modify the shape just by modifying all the families, right? What should be the shape, what should be the size, what should be the openings. So you can modify that manually, or sorry, on your own. Just make your own library if you want to, if it's different than in my case. Okay, and what we have here is just all the structural framing elements with all the information like length and volume and so on. So let's take a look. How does it look in section? So you see here I have this kind of slabs. Then the last one was smaller, so it was cut automatically and so on. So basically I want to start layout from here, so I have it like this. Also, I can show you how it's done from the beginning. Okay, so I'm gonna select the floor, select the type which I want to use. Okay, so here I have this floor, and then I just draw the floor boundaries like this. Over here, just draw it like this. All right. Here I select the span direction, so it means my slabs will go into that direction. So I will draw one of these. Will not attach walls. Okay, I will just fill this area also with a couple of different floor types. So let's say this one. Draw it again over here. Go it like this, and just finish it up and make another one floor and 200 maybe. Oh no, let's try another one. So this one I made another type of a floor. Let's draw it again like this. And okay, so I'll delete these symbols. I don't want to see them. So okay, over here, maybe I would like to actually make offset from this floor. So I'll show that it could be also multi-layered wall, right? Because like you can assign, as I said in the beginning, for one layer, sorry, it's this layer, I can assign the configuration which I want to use. So I can assign it like this and then frame it. And then don't frame the other layers, which I don't want to frame, okay? So let's click on OK. And let's take a look. What can we do now? Select all of these and add flooring. So it will take a look what configuration is assigned for this particular type of a floor, and it will place framing elements accordingly. Over here I have 200 thickness slab now created, over here 265, and over here it's also 265. Let's go to the 3D view. So you see now all the floors created, these are cut. Over here I have bigger slab, but the same nice layout of structural framing elements. Okay, what else we can do here? Let's try to create openings. For example, I have such a family, face-based family, which I can place here. Okay, let's I'll just maybe place a couple of them. Let's make different size, right? Let's choose different place, for example. Okay, leave it like this. And then in the plan view, maybe I'll just move this one a little bit further. Okay, so I have it like this. So what I want to show you, I have openings now in the main floor. It looks like this now, right? This big floor. And so, okay, let's run the update actually of these frames. So all the group will be updated. And you will see that now I have this structural framing element cut, this one is cut, this one is cut, and here I have even separate structural framing elements. So separate elements was created, so separate quantities and so on. So that's pretty cool also that it could be done automatically, right? Okay, what else? Okay, just a couple of other examples. I will go here, select the, this time I will draw a couple of walls also. Let's say wall, select the type of a wall, the depth, and then I'll just draw it. Let's say what should be the length of my walls, floors. Okay, let's do it like this. Then create another floor. Just select one of the from the list, and okay, I will use this command to attach my floor to the walls. Okay, make it like this. No, I don't want to make, and I don't want to do that. Let's go to 3D view. How does it look? Okay, select this one, make an offset if you want to, so it would lay on top of my walls. So what I want to do now, okay, I have also floor link assigned for this type of floor. Yeah, it's all good. We can just click on add flooring. All right, so we have structural framing elements here. If I will, let's say, for example, move a little bit and update, so it will update again, right? Because my floor was now moved like this. If I'll go, let's say, to level 1 and do something like move it a little bit like that, move it a little bit like that, right? Oh, sorry. Just a little bit, for example. Okay, so back to 3D view and then update again. So that's another feature, like it could be cut based on the boundaries of the floor. I have also one, yeah, you see now it's just, if we'll take a look from the top, it's moved like this. Because in this family it has just a couple of openings and then they are cutting the slabs. Okay, so it's pretty cool to get this automatically done. Then I have a question that does it work with curved walls? Sorry, with curved slabs? So no, probably because actually, if you will make it segmented, so it would work, right? But when you make it circle, it will not know what to do actually. So because probably you will not cut in the circle also, right? So so it will not do anything for you. Again, next one, what I would like to show you is, okay. So if you have questions, just let me know, okay? I will continue my presentation and I will try to answer them during that time. So, okay, let's create something new, another slab. So I will take actually another type of slab now. Can we make it work with, let's say, something else? So I don't know, 2.5, like this, right? Or it could be even, I don't know, a little bit like this. Okay, or we can define the real distance if we want to, let's say something like that. Okay, then just for fun, let's make a slope arrow. Okay, so let's say, okay, into this direction, and let's make it like from 0 to 1000 or something like this. Okay, so how does it look actually? So it looks like this now. I will add now flooring again, but for this floor type, I use double T structural framing families. So that's why I have double T's now, right? And okay, the last one probably was also shrinked a little bit because of place, but now they are cut and they have slope, right? So it could be also used in this kind of situations. What else? Okay, let's create another type of a floor. Just I want to show a couple of examples and so that you know the possibilities. So let's draw the Filigran slab. Okay, it will be Filigran slab, I hope, at the end. Okay, how can I do that? Something like that. Then like this, let's say it will be all right. Okay, and then I will make it like this, and then span direction. Okay, so I have single floor like this, right? And I want to split it into the separate panels as the floors, and then insert structural framing elements for these floors. So I will use floor panel layout here for a while. So I'll select panel layout functionality. I'll pick some settings. So 2.5 meter I would like to have the size of my panels. So I will just plan it over here. Click on the floor, which I want to define. Okay, I see that at the end I have this kind of small piece of a floor, but maybe I'll just use it to do like this, just join it. Actually, I can do quite a lot here. I can join it, I can split it in half and then redo. Okay, actually I did the same probably, but I mean that you can plan layout of your floors and the size of your floors. Okay, and now I will select the floor type which I want to create. So this is it, what I want to use, some parameters for the depth and length. Okay, it's all good. So now let's click on one of the lines, and now you will see that, let's go back to 3D view. I want to show you like, now I have created separate floors. You see, this is separate floor, this is floor. So this is floor category. And I want to frame these floors with structural framing elements. So I have here a link. I have, what is it? Over here. So I have this configuration selected, and let's use frame floor command over here to create some girders for these two floors. So again, I have created some structural framing family by using Revit commands and just by modifying standard family, which comes with floor plus M. Okay, and then I use the rules, just how to place them. So you see now that this one is short, this one is the same size, right? Maybe if we'll take a look from the top view, you will see that now they go just like this. They have some offset from the edge because I have some settings here, so I can control many more things. So in general, I show just really basics here, but there are like more possibilities for that. But in general, what kind of results you can achieve, right? So this is like a structural framing family. I have some nested lattice inside and some formulas inside, and that's it. That's the result we get, right? So all of these things you see here, they are free of charge. They come together with a precast concrete. And additionally, we have one family which is available to purchase, but how to say, additionally on top of precast concrete. And this family is why it's created like this, why it has additional price, is because mostly it's related to the USA parking garage. Let's see. Okay, I'll make a difference like this. Let's make it smaller. Okay, and they are actually warped. So that's why we use special families, special parameters inside this. So we just, that's why it has some additional price. Okay, let me show you how does it work. The floor should be a different type here. I'll use this floor type. Sorry, let's take a look. Okay, so it has a slope, but additionally, if I will add now flooring, you will see a couple of different things from the previous examples. So over here, let me just isolate that and show you from the front. So it has the, okay, actually I need to do one more thing. Before that, I should change a little bit settings here. In this solution over here, I have okay, this settings. So I'll save this actually, and I will reframe that because I see that it's a little bit wrong offset. It has a little wrong offset. So let me do that again. Select it and add flooring. Okay, and now it should be better. Let's take a look actually to the right view. Okay, I'll hide maybe this floor, and you will see now the floors, they have one side is horizontal and one is twisted or warped, or how do you call that? It just has angle, right? So it has three corners at different elevation of this kind of slabs. So okay, it looks like this, and it has a couple of functionalities. Like you see, some of them go up and go down, then it goes up. So it has a couple of parameters here, how to control that. What should be the drop distance, how many of these should go down, how many of these should go up, how to cut them. We have a couple of options here. We can also reverse them to make them go in a different direction. So that's why these families has additional price, and it's also related to the placement of details. But I have more information about this in other webinar, which was hosted a couple of months ago. So you can take a look to that if you want to know about this more. If I will remove just slope, so I can make them also flat horizontal, right? So it's not a problem to do that again. Okay, what else? So now I would like to just show a couple of other tools, right? Here I have smart details, how to work further with these elements, because let's say I just modeled them, but I want to have some anchorage holes or something for all of slabs or part of the slabs and so on. So we can do that automatically by using smart details. We have configuration window here, and in configuration window we can define the category which we want to work with. So in this case, I want to work with structural framing elements. And here you see on the left a lot of tabs where you can define what kind of family and where it should be placed. Let's say in this tab, I define that I want to place family from the list. So actually it's a face-based family, or it could be line-based families. and you define where do you want to place it, on the bottom or on the top, you want to flip it or not. You want to use some rules how to find intersection with other elements. Let's say, for example, now I'm searching for this connection, and only then this detail is placed. Other elements are placed in a more simple way, like just simply by making some offsets and making some rules how it should be placed. And we can just have a lot of different results with this tool. But this time, let's take a look what we can do here. I will select structural framing elements, structural framing, and use command to insert details from the Smart Details tool. And here I will have this configuration, insert details. It will place the details to all of these elements. So it's like 16 structural framing elements. And you will see that now I placed this kind of cut at the ends of each of the structural framing element. Over here I have also sign, like this one is shorter, so that's why I added this sign. It can find out automatically that this one is more narrow, like it's cut. So again, as I said, this is phase-based family. So what does it mean? It's up to user. So user has really good flexibility here. The cut could be any type. I mean, it depends on the country, right? It varies on your standards. So that's why we don't have here any limitations on the software. Go back, let's say override, whatever. So I just modified this section, and you see it could be totally different, right? So it's up to you. What do you want to insert? How do you want to insert? Let me show you just another example, right? Select structural framing elements, insert details again. Okay, just this one, insert. So I just selected different configuration now. So different details are placed. But you will see that I can also make manual modifications for any selected element. For example, I select this one, click on modify, and it brings me configuration window again. And here, actually, I have prepared configuration, some details, but I didn't insert them. So I can really quickly, let's say, click on this, click on update, and it will update my slab, right? I need this kind of openings just for this slab. So I can quickly make changes. Again, any of the details could be modified for any of the family or for all of them, right? Let's say, for example, here I used line-based families. So I can just increase the size, click on update, it will update the size. If I want to, of course, I can make it just, I don't know, manual. Okay, too much effort here. Manual modifications. I can, I don't know, add additional details if needed, if it's not supported with Smart Details. So I can really cover, let's say, 80% automatically, and then I can just go around and then fix it. Okay, let's say over here, I want to just, okay. Did I select it right? Let me do that again. Click on this detail, click on modify. Come on. Okay, over here, so I want to insert actually this one just at the start of my slab, and I don't want to have these at both ends. I want to have this just at the end, and just click on update. So you see now I modified just this particular slab, right, with some additional detail inserted. Of course, I can do the same for this one. But okay, I hope you got the idea about what's possible here. So let's go maybe a little bit further. Let's say, okay, just a couple of, just one more example with the details. Okay, so I'll select these two, insert details, and another configuration. I have it here just like this, insert, two elements, details inserted. So I have it here, right? So some detail at the bottom, some detail at the top, some details at the top, just with some certain rule defined by you. and some cut voids also inserted here. So it's pretty easy to do that, and saves you a lot of time. What else do I want to show you? Let's say, okay, so you have created floors, now you need to schedule them. So it's all good. You have Revit schedules, you can use that. Okay, structural framing, right? Okay, it looks like this. It gives you all the information, but actually what I'm missing now is mark. You see it's empty in all of the elements. So I'll do some automatic renumbering of the elements. For example, I will select these all of this type of slabs, and then I will go to sort mark solution and go to renumber elements here. Okay, then I select parameter where I want to write information, and here I have configuration window how to renumber these elements. So I'll select empty one, and I can group them, I can filter them, I can decide what parameter should have influence on the number. So for example, cut length, right? So if cut length is different, the number will be different, but maybe it's not enough. So I will select another parameter, let's say volume. If volume is different, then the number also will be different. So I have two parameters which will have influence on the number. So basically, maybe I'll just leave it like this. Then we have additional subnumbering, so based again on different parameter. Then how to sort them. So again, by length, let's say, or by any other parameter which you can select from here. For example, we have even possibility to select the coordinates. Then the additional mark could be added, then numbering. Okay, so I add this parameter. What kind of information should be added here? So I will start numbering at 1, prefix like, okay, I'll just give this kind of prefix. And then it will start numbering from 1. So I will save it and give it a new name like sort mark. All right, sort mark. Okay, sorry, I will make it like this, HCS. Okay, and I'll just click on OK. So when I save configuration, I can use it in all other projects, right? So the same with the smart details with smart assemblies, sort mark. So we prepare configuration and then we use that in different projects. So I had the messages that some of them will have same mark values, but yes, I know that I just selected this to be like this because some of them will have same volume and some same cut length. So I'll select these slabs now, structural framing elements, go to annotate, go to tag all, structural framing, select this, horizontal, okay, what do I have here? Apply, okay. So now I have the tags, right? So Revit allows us to do that. And maybe I can move it in a bit different location if I want to, right? And then, of course, we can move it like this. We can select it here and have this kind of information. So you see all the numbering is different for different elements. And we can do that automatically, right? And let me do that again with these elements also. Select all instances visible in view, so I can renumber only selected elements, or I can renumber all the elements of the selected category. It's up to me, right? And I have saved one of configuration, so I will select that and click on OK. So some settings applied, and over here you'll see that I have already sorry, where is it? Mark value created for the elements. So okay, when I have the modeled, I have some details and I have some marks. I can start creating my shop drawings. Okay, so I have here, you see, numbering of elements already appears in my schedules. And okay, let's go to smart assemblies. This tool is used to create shop drawings. It's also creating shop drawings based on the configurations. So I have here configurations prepared. Here I can select how many and what kind of views do I want to create. So the direction of view can be defined. Then the view type, what should be the name of the view, what should be visible in that view. So you define visibility settings and dimensioning settings. So dimensioning settings are described here. You save configuration, how to dimension main element, how to dimension different kind of cuts, how to dimension metal details, concrete details, rebars, what kind of information should be added to the node and where nodes should be located. So when you do that for each of single view, you save this under different configuration name, and then of course you define what kind of schedules should be created or material takeoffs. So you do that, you select the sheet, what should be the title block, what should be the sheet template, and then you start to create assemblies. So how do you do that? You select the element. All right, so let's say I'll select just a couple of them. And then you go to create assemblies. Okay, actually we can do it like this. Yeah, I'll use these two elements and click on create assembly. All right, and here I will pick the configuration which I want to use, and that is this one. And click on create assembly. So now it will give the same name to assembly as it is the mark value of the selected element. If it's possible, then it will take all the hosted details and rebars into one assembly. So you don't need to select individually these elements. And when I selected two elements, two assemblies are created, right? So this one is one and another one. So let's take a look actually to the result over here. So we have view layout like this, just out view, section view, 3D view, okay, maybe a little bit to the side. Okay, here are a couple of schedules. So I have also assembly mass, and I have also detail mass. So we can, let's say, take a look what kind of dimensions do we have. So for these openings, I have dimensions. So I just defined that that it should snap to these edges of my openings. Okay, my template, I see that it's a little bit off. Maybe I should fix it, but at the moment now I have all of these values which I wanted to have. As I said, you have here assembly mass, you have also date when it was created, so you can also keep some track of the assembly creation. Okay, let's take a look to another example over here. Let's select this one too. Yeah, it has mark value. All right, so it's DT3. Let's create assembly of this one and pick the configuration name, this time this one, and just create it. So it will create assembly now for me, and also place dimensions and create gravity point if all of my solid in the assembly they have density in the material, so gravity point is also could be created, right? And each of the details, it has element mass and then assembly mass, right? So let's take a look to the result. DT3, you see the name is the same as the mark value over here, and you see the result. How does it look? So okay, my dimension style is like this. Then I have snapped to this cut. Then I have some just dimensions, total dimensions, dimensions for the top and bottom details. Over here, I selected not to dimension any details, just gravity point and total dimensions. And here I have schedules for the details for the for the structural framing element. All right, so this is it. This is kind of workflow, some simple steps to make you more efficient, to save your time, and so on. So what I want to show you is just a couple of notes about this, that you can get the free trial of Precast Concrete or any other solution. You just need to download this Tools for BIM doc from our webpage, select the version you use. So it's 2017, 18, and 2019 will be released just in a couple of weeks. And here, just instructions that you can fill the form, get request the activation codes, and then you'll be able to get the trial. I think not. So anyway, if you have questions later on, you can always contact us. Let us know what do you think, what do you need. Actually, maybe you need some specific things to be developed, so we can also consider that. So thank you for attention, and I hope you enjoyed this webinar. Have a good day then, and bye-bye.
aga-cad, building BIM together.